Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Block Party. I am Voices of, coming at you guys with the final review of The Last of Us. This was episode 9, the season finale. Apparently there's another episode coming. I'm going to watch it and see what exactly it entails, because they bookended this. If there is enough, then you will see another video popping up next Monday for you. But if you don't, it's because it wasn't necessary. At the end of this episode, I'm going to give my total score and total thoughts on my full opinion for this series. As always, subscribe, like the video, and wait to comment. I don't want to see it down there. I don't want to. If I could check to make sure that you watch the whole thing, then we can. But if you just drop a fan before you need to, we're going to have a problem. Last we left off, Ellie had beat the crap out of David. And I don't want to go back through that episode, so if you don't know where we left off last, either watch the last episode or go onto our YouTube page and click the last video in the playlist. Where we're starting now, actually, isn't even with Joel nor Ellie. It is with fantastic Anna Williams, who is portrayed by none other than Ashley Johnson, my all-time favorite person from Critical Role. If you don't know, Ashley Johnson is the voice actress for Ellie in the game, and she's now portraying her mother in this episode. We see her running through a field, very pregnant, into a house, and she gets all the way up into the room of this house, locks the door behind her, shoves a chair underneath it, and proceeds to pretty much start to go into labor. Then we suddenly hear footsteps, well, not footsteps, rapid movement all the way up to the door. The door gets kicked in, it's a clicker, and so the clicker jumps on her, she stabs it with a knife, falls over, and just has the baby right then and there. It's like, whoa. We flash forward a little bit, and we see Darlene, as well as two other Fireflies, getting to the house, getting up into there. We find out that Darlene and Anna were best friends. We also find out that Anna had been bit, and she was bit before she had Ellie completely, and she also was bit before she cut the umbilical cord. However, she does not say that to Darlene. She tells her a lie. And that is, I think, kind of what they wanted to use to explain why she's exactly immune, because it's like, you know, she was born of someone infected, but it's like, that was such a slight infection. I'm not really sure. I didn't go too much in depth on that. So, we get past that. Anna hands off Ellie to Darlene. Darlene hands it off and then goes in there and shoots her best friend and is very traumatized from it. Now we jump back in with Joel and Ellie. Ellie is distant, super distant. The last episode left her with trauma that I don't think she's going to be able to get past for a very long time. However, we're seeing a different side of Joel. Joel is now he's already past the protector mode, but he's now getting into the I need to console mode. So Joel trying to console is very strange. He's kind of, I wouldn't say annoying, but he's kind of more needy towards it. He's more infatuated, trying to get to Ellie to talk, to interact with him, and everything along those lines. They start to move through this city. As they get to the city, they have the super famous game scene, which is Ellie and Joel interacting with giraffes, which is such a cool situation. Like the idea of having the giraffes still in this world, because if they came from the zoo, then they had, you know, babies, and they kept making more giraffes. So there is like a little colony of giraffes. We then have a conversation between Joel and Ellie, where Joel is essentially saying, we don't need to continue. We can just go back. We can go back to live with Tommy. We can go and stay wherever we need to. And Ellie is essentially, no, we have to finish this. We have to do this. Like, this is what her purpose was. This is what she believes is the only good thing that she's providing to this world. So they decide to move forward. They are walking, kind of joking back and forth, giving a couple of the stupid puns back and forth. They get flashbanged by Fireflies. Joel wakes up in an infirmary room and learns the fantastic, frustrating twist about this whole situation. And major spoilers from here on out, because this is like a majority of big spoilers for this whole episode. Darlene explains... Not Darlene. I've been saying Darlene the whole time. It's Marlene. Sorry. Marlene explains that they are going to surgically open up her brain to remove the cordyceps from her brain because they believe that they are tricking her body, essentially. So they want to figure out a way to break this down so that they can take that and give it to other people so that their bodies can also trick the cordyceps. Joel's not a fan because that means Ellie is going to die. However, he can't do much about it. So Marlene explains to two of the guards, take him all the way out to the highway, give him his pack, let him be on his way. As he's going down the steps, he gets a handle of one of the guy's guns, shoots the other one, then shoots the guy that he took the gun from, and proceeds to kill everyone in the hospital. And we see him get all the way up into the hospital room that Ellie is in, the surgical facilities, and the doctor grabs a little scalpel and is like, I can't let you do this. Joel just takes his gun, bop right in the face, simple, done. Tells the nurses unhook her. They point everything all the way. He picks her up, he walks her out, and as he goes down, he sees Marlene in the parking garage. She explains that this can be all put aside. If he leaves Ellie, this can be fixed. And Joel kills Marlene. And the last words that he says to her after she says, no, just leave me alone, leave me alive, let me be fine, he explains, you're just going to keep coming after her, and kills her. Oh, this scene in the game was nuts. To go through that and then to watch it in a TV show version was surreal almost. It was very similar to the actual game. In the game, had no agency of ammo conservation. I was ripping these people apart because I was mad. However, Joel was still being realistic about it. So we then see Joel and Ellie in a car driving back to Tommy's settlement. And Ellie asks what's going on. Joel explains that Joel lies and says that there were dozens of people that were like her. And they were testing them all, and all the tests came back negative. Then they got attacked by raiders, and the raiders killed pretty much everyone. And he said that he was sorry. Then they have a solemn drive until the car goes kaput. Then they start hiking, and he starts talking about how much he remembers hiking with Sarah and how much he thinks Sarah and Ellie would have gotten along. So now we are into the point where Joel makes a decision because Ellie turns to him and says, I want to make sure that you were telling the truth. You have to swear to me that you were telling the truth about everything that happened. And he says, yes, I was. After watching the behind the scenes, which if you haven't been watching those from the episodes, I highly recommend it. After watching it from behind the scenes, it gave a new perspective to it because Ellie does not believe Joel, but the thought of him taking away her purpose was too much, especially because it's him. This person that she is seen as a father, essentially, that she has grown so close with, that she has bonded with, that she has kept after, that she has so stitched up genuinely. She cannot believe that this person did this, so she has to believe him. And it's going to cause a little bit of turmoil when it gets into season 2 and part 2. I'm not going in depth on any of that. That's the only thing I'm going to say because season 2 is going to wreck every one of you that have not played the game nor know what goes on. It is the most stressful, frustrating game. It's beautiful, but I hated every minute of playing it. It was great. It was fantastic. One of the best games of all time. But I hated every moment. And I love this franchise. And the fact that they are saying that there's a part 3 that's being in production, I want to rip my hair out, genuinely, because I didn't want any more from this, but I do want it. This episode, I'm going to give it like a 9.4. I'm going to give it a 9.4. In total, the series, however, this gets a 9.8 all around. This was the best adapted TV show from a video game that I have seen. The Witcher was great. However, it's taken a turn. especially with all the drama with Henry Cavill, especially with all the drama of the writers and the recastings. And I know that some of it was out of the hand, some of it was in hand. However, this is something that was so beautifully done. I know that there was a lot of controversy about the fact that there were so few clickers, but the thing that I liked that they talked about, and the thing that Neil Druckmann even said, was he didn't want this show to be the exact game. He wanted the show to tell the story of Joel and Ellie. In the game, if you want clickers, then you play the game and you get the same storyline. However, if you want the story of Joel and Ellie, the story of a father who lost his daughter and has found a surrogate and a protecting person, that's what this show is. And it's beautifully done. There's very few critiques that I have about this show. I enjoyed every minute of it. Some of the episodes I liked more than the others, just for personal reasons. However, every one of them was fantastic. I'm stressed about season 2. I'm excited and not excited for it at the same time. But those are all my thoughts and opinions on it. This show, I mean, I've been going in depth on every single one of them all the way through. I can't say anything else about it. I loved the music, having all the music in it. I loved the actors' portrayals. Bella Ramsey just fell right into Ellie's shoes. Took a little bit of warming up, but she did great. Pedro Pascal, spectacular. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Them bringing back every voice actor from the main cast into the actual show, and the fact that all of them died was awesome as well. I don't have any critiques of this is why I hated it or anything. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. And people can get bent about it, but this genuinely is. I'm a gamer through and through. The Last of Us was one of the first games that I played all the way through. I actually think I 100%ed The Last of Us. So that's to put it into perspective. So if you enjoyed my thoughts and opinions on this, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought about the entire series. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you did, what you didn't. I want to know. And as always, like, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.